Welcome to Tipple's Apprentice. We're going to call this Winning from Beyond the Grave. I can't really call it After Death because if you're dead, you're dead. But you can be in a negative life total and still win the game. That's at least the premise that I'm going with here. So you've seen this deck before about 1,000,000 times, but it's been slightly tweaked. I managed to get to Diamond this time, which was a bit of a surprise. You'll notice the Massacre Worm is new. Yeah, I got to Diamond, and I've spent as much time dirtling between Diamond 3 and level 4 as it took me to get here. So that was more of kind of a surprise that I found myself in Diamond. So I decided to do the work while I'm in Diamond. So not every one of these games is going to be a win. Not everyone's going to be a loss. You're going to have to hang around here and see what's what. By the end of this, you will notice some of the improvements that I made, and I'll try to talk about them as I move along. I like the artwork on that Soul Warden. Anyhow, you know the standard drill, Breach the Multiverse, yeah, that's about it. That's what we're going for. I've added the Platinum Angel in there, though. It protects me as we go into the negatives. Of course, single spot removal will take care of it. A lot of Sheltered by Ghost and things like that make sure that I don't win every game just because I have that on the field. But we're going to try to fight through this 53 life and see if we can get there. Oh, there's the Sheltered by Ghost, but luckily it's in the graveyard. Hopefully they don't have a way of recurring it. We'll see what happens though. Anyhow, how are you guys doing? Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciated. If you like this content at all or care to support my negative life total, you can always like, comment, and subscribe and do the YouTube things. If you want to support in other ways, you can go to my store. It's easier to find now. You just look for Dark Ritual on TCG Player, and you don't have to find the seller. You can actually find my store. How low can you go? A -3 life total seems to be a fair start for being a couple of minutes into the game. We're, of course, playing this at double speed. Excuse me, that is horrible. All right. We're going to swing through and lower their life total just a little bit. We don't care about getting our creatures in the graveyard, because if we do, we're just going to bring them back again. At least that's the theory. We might even climb out of that hole that we're in as far as the life total. -1. We're closing in on it. We're trying to come back from the dead if we can. Again, don't mind this guy going to the graveyard. Just gives me a chance to reanimate him and recast. I'll take another turn while I figure out what to do. Let's throw these two away. Drop this, and let's mill them out. If I can't win with life totals, I can surely mill them into oblivion. Anything in the graveyard to reanimate? I don't think so. We'll put that in the graveyard and give us something to reanimate. Yes, please. We'll throw those two in the graveyard. And this is the new card I added. Take advantage early game of being able to discard a card. Faithless Looting lets us draw and then discard 2. With that, we can draw and discard 1. Late in the game, it gives us our card draw. Sometimes we just need to go a little bit deeper to get that time walk or something. -20. This isn't looking good. 1 Sheltered by Ghost, and we're out of here. They're down to only 14 cards in their library, though. And if I can get one of these on the board and bring back this, and we don't care about pushing their life total. We'll push it all the way up as far as we can get. And let's see. What do we do? Which one? Yeah, we'll do that again. And which one? I'm looking for that Soul Warden. It's got to be a Soul Warden. Well, we'll take care of the life gain by putting +1/+1s, and we'll just time walk again. And man, I hate these alchemy cards, but having said that, I might as well take advantage of them. Let's put a card, let's put a counter on there, another counter on there. We can't pay life, so that actually makes some of these lands not as good. The fact that we have a handful of Moxes in the deck, though, that can make all the difference. And we will bring all those creatures back from the graveyard onto the battlefield. Rise of the Dark Realms. All right. What do we got here? Anything good? We're even going faster now. Let's see. Gotta be careful. Bitter Triumph is another card that I've added. As you can see, I went through and probably put 3 to 5 new cards in here to address issues that I seem to be having that are preventing me from climbing out of Diamond, or even higher in Diamond. Indestructible creatures are bad, but that automatic life gain, that needs to go away. 175 triggers to go. I think we're going to probably get them to quit. I don't know. 238 life and climbing, but if I can cause them to draw out their library, it'll be all over. They're not going to just give up, though. 278. How high can they climb? How low can we go? We're going to find out. And they just keep adding and adding onto their life linkers. I really wish... There we go. I figured they'd give up sooner or later. Alright, we're skating back on the edge. We're almost dropping back down to platinum. But we're gonna climb out just a little bit further. And we're gonna take a look at these other cards. These other cards have been added, like I said, the deck list is down below. We're up against elves. Elves are always a challenge. Ideally, I would have had a Breach the Multiverse in there that I threw into the graveyard. But we'll take the Scholar in there. We'll go ahead and throw this down and bring him back. I feel like I need to do something faster than slower. There's the Breach. Because elves go wide so quick. By turn 4, we are usually sunk. We can win by turn 4, but we've got to get a decent draw. Are we going to do the Tainted? Let's do it. We could throw away one of the cards. Take advantage of that. And if we get one more turn, we can come back from this. However, we may not get that one more turn. And probably the smarter play was to put the Mizzix Mastery. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not going to make it to that 4th turn. So we drop back down in Diamond again. It's all right. It's all right. We're going to do better this time. Even better. All right. Let's do this. And I do need to work on the land base, but that's why I start with this, because I do know Glimpse is going to let me throw stuff into the graveyard. Normally, I would have thrown a Faithless Looting into the graveyard by now. We're up against Faithless Looting. Or at least another graveyard deck. Let's put those 2 in, and then I can Mizzix if I need to, but this will do. Oh, a dragon. Sure, I like your dragon. I'll use them to my benefit. Let's go ahead and do this. Throw that in and throw this in. And yeah, we'll swing. Didn't get any treasure tokens like we would have, but it's all right. So yeah, that spot removal for taking out the angel is a potential problem. I don't want to reconstruct the entire deck. I should maybe put some hexproof stuff in there. Something like a ley line to give myself hexproof. Something else to... That just sucks because I can't get that phone. That's just... anyhow, so we're moving on to the point where we're going to see that down to 8 life. And they are gone. They're out of there. All right, we'll swing back up. All right, up against the Mighty now. Let's see. That's a pretty fair starting hand. Okay. And then, let's see. We're going to go and let's see. Yeah, this is a fair to middling starting hand. We'll keep 6. Throw that in the graveyard. All right. Those are the 2 we want in there. Ideally, we'd like to see a reanimate spell for 2. We don't see that. Up against Merfolk. Another typal deck. I guess that's the preferred nomenclature. That's going to go wide quickly. Alright, so despite the following play, I think I'm going to get rid of the Massacre Worm. That's right. We'll take out a creature if we can. And let's Mizzix, Breach. What do we get? We'll take one of theirs, because it is so annoying them being able to just sack Merfolk and counter spells. And yeah, put the Massacre Worm down, clears out. But it's so niche, so niche, it doesn't matter. I like that whim. Let's go on to the next game and see what we can do. Yeah, we would hope to get a persist. This is good. If it just had a Faithless Looting in it, that would be the perfect opening hand. It didn't. It didn't. So, we're down 2 cards. Drop those in the graveyard. Alright. We'll lead with a red. Draw 2. Throw the worm in there. Good thing is the most current version of the deck will be in the show notes below. Let's go ahead and bring back this. I want to get... Well, I guess I want to bait out on a counter spells, don't I? I would like to... Oh, it's going to be one of those games. Yeah, not happy. So, yeah, 3 mana. Let's do this. You could always come back from the brink with this deck, which is nice. Let's drop those in there. But if they're playing nothing but... Oh, language. Anyhow, language. I do like that I have the ability, discarding a card, to kill planeswalkers. That's, of course, provided they don't have the effing counter spells. Oh, yeah. Alright. Because even if they do, they'll just bounce it back. That's fine. Oh! Yeah. Lame. So, moving on. Mizzix Mastery, but again, a buttload of open mana. Just have to go ahead and try it. I maybe should have milled first, but you know what? They've got so many counter spells, it doesn't matter. It's one of those times where it's a waste of a game and it's time to move on. But, not going to complain about that. Fix the deck, right? Fix my attitude, fix the deck. That's the best way to do it. We'll draw this. We've got 7 card types in there, so even if they... Yeah, they're going to let it happen. Okay. Don't have to discard anything. Put this on the board. Go ahead and maybe I can run them out of cards. Maybe get their counter spells into the graveyard. That's the plan. If they let it happen. They probably won't. Nope, they gifted me a card instead. Well, what I need to do at a time like this is to make sure that I have 2 counter spells, or rather 2 spells to be countered, 2 spells that I cast back to back. Let's try to get rid of this again. And I didn't have to discard a card, but at this point I've just kind of like given up and I don't care. So, countered 1. They're going to do this one. Probably the best thing is the worm. Yeah, gonna bounce that back to hand. Nice. Obnoxious. That's me giving them the finger. And that's me bailing out. Sad face. There's me salty. Man, I swear this game brings out the worst in me. We're going to try one more time, and we're going to see how this goes. All right, so we've got looting in our hand. Throw that Massacre Worm in there, and we're up against a red-blue deck. Not a good sign. Anyhow, I'll take this time again to say like, comment, subscribe if you would. If you want to buy some Magic cards and you don't have a LGS, or you choose not to support them, maybe they don't have the niche cards you're looking for, then check out my store, Dark Ritual. It is a TCG Player store, but I now have my own website, so I should be easier to find. I like the fact that they tapped out completely. I like the fact that I get to grab one of their creatures and one of mine. Let's see where we can go from here. We're going to Breach the Multiverse again. And sure, I'll take one of these and one of these. And let's do it again. No, we're not going to do it again, so I'll just take everything that I can all at once. There we go. We like seeing that on there. We like seeing Xander. So that, yeah, we like seeing Xander. Game over. Thanks for watching.